Hey, yeah, that crop is a little bit off, gamers. Just a little bit, kinda annoying. Can I fix that? Yeah, there we go. We are live in this bitch. That's right. It's a Riley live stream coming at ya 24/7. Cause I got that ring light. It doesn't matter that it's the nighttime. I can come to you in glorious cammed up glory. I'm trying to find the right angle for this shit. Usually it's all I'm looking at, so it's a little bit easier to angle. That looks good. Now I have to look at the whole Discord layout, which is currently just me and the fucking activity over here. Like, oh, nobody's here. Started activity. I have started activity. It's called a fucking live stream, and hopefully people will get in here. Let's give Gingy a call. Is Gingy? I'll at least check if he's like in the Pixels chat playing Helldivers before I do. I'll give him that much of a courtesy. Does not look like it. Looks like the Ginger is not currently Helldiving for democracy. Not that he's gonna give a shit about Lolcow Live, which is kind of what I want to complain about. But I don't know if I have any friends who really do, including Redox if he shows up in chat. Nobody wants to hear me complain about this shit, but I really do want to, because I just spent 2 hours of my life watching it, and I'm just how far they fall. I was a fan of the Lolcow podcast. They really fucking blew it tonight. I said the live episodes are my favorites. I was really pissed. They got rid of the free edit of the live stream, so now you gotta either catch it or you're fucked. Oh, the chat box is being covered by let me make sure that's over this. Shit. Come on. Change the order of the two things. Thank you. Thank you very much. But okay, so they got rid of the free edit. So you either have to catch it live or you're fucked, or you have to pay for a membership, which I'm not gonna fucking do. So I was like, you know what, whatever. I kind of missed it last week. Let me make the time to join in for tonight's Lolcow live stream. And there were some good bits. There were some enjoyable parts. There was also like 25 minutes of troubleshooting StreamYard at the beginning. A little bit of a weird creative decision, I would say. Even Tommy C is the only voice of reason. He was like, maybe we should just test this in private and do it next week. And Keem's like, no, we gotta get to the StreamYards right now because Wings' camera's pixelated. So that shit was fucking stupid. And then he wouldn't let Vito in. He wouldn't let Vito in. He did this stupid little shyster thing where Vito was in chat talking shit. Everybody wanted Vito to come in and be on the show. And Keem was like, well, to be on the show, you have to be in the Discord. The Discord's members only, so you gotta pay up, Vito. That's fucking coward shit. You don't make your guests fucking pay in. That's so stupid. Especially when it's a drama guest. Like, he hates you. He's not gonna give you $10. Just let him in there and hash your shit. That's what the show is supposed to be. That's what the Lolcow Live is supposed to be. If Keem actually sticks to this rule of you have to pay for the membership to be on the live stream, he's completely fucking stupid and he's gonna ruin the show. And if he doesn't, then he's a hypocrite because he said that shit to Vito. So either way, Keemstar is not in a good position. The moment somebody tells me to stop talking about Keemstar, I'll stop talking about Keemstar. But I had to start off with that impassioned rant because that's what the stream is titled. Lolcow Live sucks. They're doing me dirty out here. They're doing me dirty. Alright, I'm calling Gingy. Hold on. Is anybody cool online before I bother Gingy? No, Gingy isn't online, to be clear. I'm not saying Gingy's not cool. He's not online. I'd have to call him on the real phone. Get him to get online. Fucking ginger bitch. Oh, I don't have Gingy in my phone, do I? I just like look for him whenever I just look for his number. I haven't bothered to put him in my new contacts yet. And Gingy's number is. Oh, was I muted there? Sorry, I didn't realize.
Kind of at the moment. Is everything all right?
Oh yeah, everything's fine. I'm streaming. I'm just bothering people to join.
Oh, how much longer are you going to be doing that for?
I mean, at least 54 minutes if I'm a man of my word.
Okay, then yeah, I'll be there before it ends.
Okay, cool. See you soon.
All right, man. Bye bye.
I said see you soon, and my phone heard it as hey Google. And my phone heard that statement as that statement, obviously. So I had to deal with it twice. Let's see. I don't know what else to talk about other than Keemstar. I was really hoping I could trick one person into getting here, or at least have Redox in the chat. Redox fucking failing today. Oh shit, I'm like running part of the stream off my phone, and I just realized that my phone's at 2%. So I want to be trolling around looking for bullshit, looking for people to call in. I better do it quick. I better do it quick, boys. Let's get a... What's our old friend Centipede up to? The artist formerly known as Insight Zoidberg. Oh, I'm in my stream call, Crow. Hopefully Centipede doesn't answer, because I don't think she likes you. Okay, no Centipede, it looks like. You must be busy. I'm in stream call in Riley Cord, Crow. There they are.
I don't give a fuck if she likes me or not.
Jesus fucking Christ, why are you so high volume? Oh my god.
That's your...
Yeah, I have you way turned up because of audio leveling for other shit. Get the fucking stupid activities thing out of here. I don't want to look at that the whole stream. No, just one at a time. I hate Andrew. Andrew's not. This isn't Andrew. Hi, Redox. Also.
Shut the fuck up, Sawyer.
I was running out of material, okay? I complained about Keemstar for 6 minutes and you weren't even here. And that was all I had. So I had to get somebody in here.
And I'm here now.
I just really wanted to complain about Keemstar, and I did it. And immediately when I joined stream, I'm like, nobody wants to hear me rant about Keemstar for 35 minutes. So I just gave the quick and dirty for 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, now I need a caller if I want this to be a real stream.
And I showed up.
The stream is just called Lolcow Live Sucks.
Yeah.
And that's not going to come up very often in the rest of the stream, I don't think.
I was coming to ask what that was, actually.
Lolcow Live is a podcast with Keemstar, Wings of Redemption, Boogie2988, and Tommy C. Are you aware of any of those individuals?
I know Boogie.
You know Boogie. I assume you know Keemstar.
I do know Keemstar, obviously.
Have you heard of Wings?
Not off the top of my head. Did they have another username at one point?
No, it's always been Wings of Redemption.
Oh, Wings of Redemption. Okay, yeah.
You know who that is. You probably don't know who Tommy C is.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of people do. He's like Keemstar Deep Lore. He was like Keemstar's podcast co-host in 2016, and he pulled him back out of the vault for this shit. And I like the show, or at least I've historically liked the show, but this live stream, they just made it so what they used to do with the live streams is they used to I swear I won't harp on this for too long. I'm sorry.
No, he's just explaining it to me. He's just explaining it to me because I don't understand that.
So they put out free edits of the live streams.
So real quick, what's your problem with Andrew Sawyer?
He just hates that he's like bad at video games and is on my Let's Play channel, which is weird because I'm bad at video games and on my Let's Play channel. So I don't know why he hates Andrew so much.
That's my question. And why do you want Riley to say Keem's famous line?
Oh, you want me to say the N-word? I see. That is Keem's famous line. Alex is a fucking That's what Keemstar said. Say in the chat that Alex is a dirty fucking... Okay.
I assume Sawyer is a he. I'm not totally sure.
I believe Sawyer is a he.
I'm not Andrew.
We also call him Redox. Sawyer's a ploy. So he's hiding behind Sawyer. His true identity is Redox.
What's up, Redox? Anyway.
They do these live streams on Tuesday nights, and historically they've put out a podcast version of those live streams that's like super shaved down, cuts out a bunch of shit, which was annoying, but at least it's like, okay, so I have a free way to access like most of what was good in this live stream, whatever, that's fine. And then recently Keemstar took to Twitter and was like, guys, I've seen a lot of people complaining about how we re-upload the same... Yeah, exactly. Sure. I've seen a lot of people complaining about how we upload the same show twice, so what we're going to do is we're just going to give up on the free live stream edits, and you can come to the stream live, or if you want to watch the archive, they're available for members. So Keemstar is trying to fucking gouge people out of their money for memberships. That is 100% what this is. So I was like, I'm not going to give Keemstar my $10, but what I will do is I do happen to have the free time to watch the show live, so I did. And this one had some good stuff, but a lot of fucking like cringe stuff and shit that I didn't care about. There was like 20 minutes of trying to set up StreamYard at the beginning. It was pretty rough. It was not a great one, and then
you like the edited version.
What'd you say? What did you say?
I said, so what you're saying is you like the edited version.
I do like the edited version, so now I'm more mad that is gone. And also, during this live stream, Vito showed up in chat. Because the biggest problem recently, which you don't know because we started listening together, but we're only 2 episodes in. Recently, biggest problem has been kind of beefing with Lolcow Live. They had the editor that Keemstar fired on the show, and they've been talking a lot of shit. And Vito showed up in chat and was talking shit, and everybody's like, let Vito in, let Vito in. Even Wings is like interrupting the conversation to be like, give Vito a link, give Vito a link. And then Keemstar is like, well, you see, the only way to get on the show is to get on the Discord, and the only way to get on the Discord is to become a member. So if Vito wants to come on the show, I guess he'll just have to give us the money to be a member. Obviously pussy move. Obviously pussy shit. He doesn't want to talk to Vito. He doesn't want to get fucking owned by Vito. So he's like, yeah, you gotta pay the $10. So, fuck Keemstar and his $10 bullshit. When you make a podcast, you have to understand that most of your audience is not going to pay in. And you have to find the balance between the extra content for the paid people and keeping the free people happy. Because you're not going to be able to build an audience if the free audience can't fucking enjoy themselves. Podcasts have been doing this for generations. And by podcast, I mean like Dick Masterson and Stereo specifically, but it seems like the correct business model. You just do Do your podcast, put it out. They're already kind of doing it, but they got this like fucked up, like they're trying to suck your money out. Like it's like a fucking video game microtransaction bullshit where it's like,
It is a
okay,
video game.
so they have
microtransaction
bonus
bullshit.
streams on Fridays. So that's like bonus episodes, which is that's normal. You would have bonus episodes for your live stream for your members. That's cool. But they have those Friday bonus episodes and also the Tuesday episodes now, the live episodes, you can only watch them live or that's it, or they're paywalled. Which is it's just so fucked. Cuz the live stream is half the fucking show. They do it every week. They do it every single week and it comes up in the Sunday show that comes out for free. So it's just like it's a essential piece of the experience completely missing. That's not how you do it. It's annoying.
Yeah, I can tell.
It's just, you like a show. I should have known better about that Keemstar guy. You all told me about that Keemstar guy. The entire internet for 8 years told me about that Keemstar guy. And I'm just like, I don't know. He seems pretty cool. And he's pretty thoroughly proved that that's not the case now, I think.
Yeah, he has.
And I'm going to stop talking about it because it seems like obsessive and schizophrenic, but it's just funny. I just need stuff to talk about, and Keemstar keeps doing stupid shit. That's all it is. I don't really care that much about Keemstar. It's the same thing as Maddox. Like, I'm maybe more fascinated by the retardation because I like the guy's comedy. Like, I enjoy Keemstar as a radio personality, so it pisses me off that he's so retarded.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, okay. End rant on Keemstar. Crow, what do you want to talk about?
I don't fucking know. I was just curious as to what the fuck this was. I didn't come in with anything prepared.
Well, I'm sure you could think of something. Come on.
Do you want to hear? Do you want to hear like the dumbassery of what happened with the girl that I was talking to earlier?
Crow asked a girl out today. Okay, Crow Royalty, spin us a yarn. Tell us the tale of how you got brutally rejected.
It wasn't brutally rejected.
How you got terribly humiliated in front of everybody by this beautiful woman.
This was in a parking lot.
Who laughed at you when you asked her, said you were disgusting. How dare you even speak to me?
Riley, why are you telling us your life story?
I did have a girl laugh at me. I never had a how dare would you even speak to me, but I have had a girl laugh at me.
I haven't had a girl laugh at me.
Well, there you go. I haven't asked out that many women, and I haven't done it at all since 9th grade, to be fair. So I was in a much younger situation. But in fact, the girl who laughed at me, I was in 8th grade. So those were younger times.
For context, this is a girl that I work with who my first instinct when I saw this girl, just period, my brain just went, hot damn.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, damn. I'm not even kidding. Like, okay, so I have a weird type. I'm gonna go ahead and point that out. I have a weird type of people.
Let's hear the weird type. Tell me all about it.
The weird type is like almost goth, but not quite.
That's not weird at all. That's not weird at all. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. I think they're all just considered goth, but goth is certainly a spectrum. And there are girls who are too goth. Okay? There's a level of goth that it's like, yes, please, mommy, I mean. And then there's the type of goth that just like is drab and doesn't look good.
Yeah, this one, okay, so this girl wears, I'm gonna go out into her outfit because her outfit is like visually distinctive from our work uniforms. Despite her, looking fucking amazing. So she wears a studded belt every day that she works. It's the same belt every day. And then she has like 3 different pairs of Doc Martens that she comes in always. Like, that's just the ones that I've counted so far. She might have more. But
drowning in Doc Martens.
Drowning in Doc Martens. It would be fucking hilarious if she had like 30 pairs. But
She's just
so
like it's like Final Fantasy characters in belts. There's just like Doc Martens all over her outfit somehow.
see, I feel like she's also the type of person to just have a fuck ton of belts too.
That's so. I don't understand why that even is a thing. It does look cool, so maybe I do understand it. I look at it and I'm like, I understand why this looks cool. It looked cool to me before I understood what it was, but then somebody pointed out to me that it's just a belt, and I was like, why do they have so many fucking belts tied around all their shit?
Yeah, it was confusing. But basically, she's chill. She is very friendly, despite dressing in the closest thing to a goth work uniform as you can type deal. But then
Hell
she
yeah.
has blonde hair with brown and blue like highlights, or black and blue like highlights to
Can
it.
you be goth
And
and
it's
have
just
blonde
like
hair? I feel like that's looked
it's
down
like it's
upon in
like
the
edge
goth
it's like
community.
edge of being goth. Like you're so close to doing it, but then you just like miss one of the like core things that make you goth. You get what I mean? That's why I was like, it's a weird type.
Yeah.
Um, so I've worked with her twice now. One of which was one of our training days. Um, or no, I've worked with her 3 times because she was here yesterday, or she was there yesterday. Um, I finally was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I have a break today. I'm going to use this as an excuse to try and ask her out. And so I'm on my break. I go to my car for a little bit just to, clear my head and decide, am I actually going to do this today?
Yeah.
Just like, am I actually going to try this? And then with help from a friend, I
You see,
go,
I've been having, I know I haven't asked somebody out since ninth grade, but I've had that conversation with myself a good few times since then. It's just that the consensus I always come to is no, I'm not going
no.
to.
Exactly. See, it took 2 of my friends convincing me to do it for me to go and at least try. Like I called them, I messaged you, and you didn't respond at first
I think you said
until
I'm
after
gonna
I'd
go
been
ask this
convinced
girl
by two
out.
other friends.
Yeah, I didn't
Huh?
know. You said it as like a definitive statement. I didn't realize you were like trying to get me to encourage you. You're just like, I'm gonna ask this girl out. And I was
When
like,
I say wish me
bet.
luck, I want encouragement because I am on the verge of just not doing this.
I understand. The wish me luck, it just seems like something you kind of say. Like, oh, I'm about to do this vaguely scary thing. Wish me luck. I guess I should have wished you luck, but
Yeah.
I don't really
Because
respond. I don't respond to like dumb messages like that sometimes. It's just like a weird mental hang up I have sometimes. In this case, you were actually looking for luck being wished, but it's just something that people say. So like my mind kind of just like pushes it off.
yeah, it's
Like,
fine.
okay, that's just a
It's fine.
formality, so I'm just not
I
even
had my
gonna
best
engage.
friend and my other best friend, like I called them right before I did it, and they were both like, just do it, dude. And I'm like, okay. Um so we end up I end up going back into the restaurant that I work at.
Hold on,
And
I was trying
she
to I
is
was trying to do no AC stream. I'm gonna have to tap out of that. Let me turn my camera
that
off
is
so I can walk over to the other
perfect.
side of the room and turn my AC on.
All right, I'll continue when you sit back down.
No, you can keep going. I'm leaving you
Oh,
live. Go ahead.
oh, okay. So, I go back into the restaurant. I just sit down and I'm patiently waiting because she was supposed to get off during my break, and she did. And I knew this because I had asked her, "Hey, what time do you get off?" And I'm like, I, I told my boss this. Do not put me on a break until the time that she gets off, please, because I have something that I want to do." And he was like, "I'll try my best." And I ended up with 15 minutes to myself to hype myself up, and then she got off. So as she's walking out, I walk with her, just because friend for the most part. But then
Sure.
I make a comment, and
Said, hey
here's
girl.
the
Hey
no,
girl.
no, 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 no. It was so
Let
much
me
funnier
whiz
than
you
that.
up.
Okay, so she walks incredibly fast, just as a person. And then I make that comment and I'm like, God damn, you walk so fucking fast. And she goes, yeah, there's a joke that could be made out of that. And I'm like, fuck. Did you just say what I think you said? And she was like, yeah, I'm gay. And I'm like, fuck.
Oh, you didn't say that's what it
No,
was?
nope. That's not where it ended.
Oh, okay.
That's not where it ended. So she goes, "Yeah, I'm actually bisexual," and I'm like, "Oh, thank fuck."
Oh, I'm back in.
She even pointed out.
Wait, no, are you allowed in bisexual? You're a they them. You're not he or she.
I think so. So she goes, or she makes the comment of, "What, did you think you had just lost your shot with me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of did."
Let's
And she
go.
was like, "Damn," and I'm like, "But I didn't." So would you
So hey
possibly
girl.
want to hang out?
Hey
And she's
girl.
like, no, she's like, "How old are you?" And I'm like, 19. And she's like, "Nope." She's like, "I'm 21. Hell no." And I'm just like, the fuck?
Yeah, the 2 year gap. Come on.
2 year gap. That's what I'm saying. That's not that bad.
Well, yeah, but like, as I pointed out in your DMs, like
As you pointed out in my DMs, and I
without
told you,
committing
damn, that was a plus.
crimes, you can't even be taken to the club without having one of those gay little wristbands. You can't even sit at the bar. Like, I
Given I've
understand.
already committed the crime to go pet puppies at Petco.
I wasn't gonna say anything about that.
I was going to bring that up because that is the only reason that I
You're not
ever
supposed to
got
admit to
subjected.
crimes on the internet.
I committed a
This
crime
is
to go pet puppies at
THCA, okay? This is legal stuff.
Petco. Sure. But
No, it really
you
is.
get
I
why
bought it
that
at the
was
store.
but you get what why that was kind of annoying, right?
Oh yeah,
And I was just like,
well, I get it from both sides. Like, I get why it's annoying to you, and I get why she would have such a
oh, I
rule.
totally understand why she would want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. I don't want to get asked out by a 17-year-old. But
You would be morally within your rights as long as they turn 18 before you turn 20.
even then, I'm still morally within my rights.
20 and 20 and 17. No. Not with the teen and adult split. No. No. 16
You're
and
just
20, not okay. No, not all right.
but like that's mostly just if they're like super close to turning 18 when you do turn 20, it's fine.
Okay, maybe there's a little gray area I could give you the slip on, but like we gotta make sure that line is pretty thin. Once they
I'm
turn
not text
18, have at it. Age gap shit is like weird, but I'm not comfortable trying to kill people over it if people are over the age of consent. Like, unless
Yeah,
it's something insane. Like, even then, I wouldn't tell them to put him in
unless it's like
jail.
a
I'd just be like,
40-year-old, 20-year-old.
even then, it's like, it's a little creepy, but I wouldn't put that guy in jail. They're both consenting adults.
I would. It's
It's,
fucking weird.
I don't know. It just seems like such a weird. I understand. I understand to an extent, but it's such a weird goalpost move. Because, like, this whole thing in society is like, we agreed on an age of consent that felt reasonable, based on all of the factors represented. And that age of consent we all agreed on is 18. So I feel like that's the standard. So if you're with somebody over 18, legally you're in the clear. If people want to judge you and like draw their own conclusions about your character because you're in your 50s dating 20-year-olds, that's fully within their rights as well, and they have the freedom of speech right to criticize you. But I think it would be a kind of give an inch, take a
See, my
mile
thing is
situation where that would be kind of rough if we tried to like illegalize age gaps.
illegalize gaps. I'm not dating someone my own age. Fuck that. I like people who are slightly older than me. I'm not even kidding. That is just genuinely at this point my fucking type. Just people who are slightly older than me.
Like, what is the maximum age gap that's acceptable to you, and like, does the age range have anything to do with that? Besides, like, teenagers versus adults, we're going out of that age range into like 20s and 30s and beyond.
Okay. So, with how I personally have it set, I will not date someone over 25. from my age.
So that's 6 years. Okay, but you
That's
if
like the
somebody
6-year gap.
if somebody
There
was
is one exception, however, and this is the biggest like one exception that my friends love to point out towards me in particular because of they make
I
it.
would make an exception for any super old chick who was like hot, but like I would
No, the
never.
exception is specifically Dove Cameron, who is 27.
Fair enough. Like even if like a chick much older than me, like if she was hot, like I would never ask out a chick that was super older than me. But if a chick asked me out and she was like 38, but she could still throw it back, I don't know.
Nah, that's too far for me. But like, I'm serious. Dove Cameron is specifically the one exception, and that's because that is my hall pass.
I don't know, man. If Marissa Tomei came to me today,
That's okay, baby. Okay, baby. I could see that. I could understand that because it's fucking Marissa Tomei, but like for me, there's a difference between like what should be okay and what like legally is. You get what I mean?
yeah. And that's what I'm
And
saying.
I I even admit there are certain people who I would be perfectly fine with breaking that rule, but it's very specific people.
I don't know about specific people. Like, I feel like there are probably, like, the thing about these cases is, like, obviously, if it's below the age of consent, there's immediately a
Yeah,
problem. That
obviously.
person's brain is not matured. But, like, once you've all passed the age of consent, like, it's kind of. I don't even remember where I was going with that, actually.
I don't know either.
We were talking about do you remember what you said just before I started going off? Oh, what's legally okay and what's morally okay?
Yeah.
Shit, that still doesn't bring me to my point. I really thought it would. Oh, okay. So yeah, in any situation between two consenting adults, regardless of the age gap, I feel like there's got to be at least a significant percentage of those relationships probably work out fine. Like, probably there's nothing wrong. Like, maybe not a majority. I won't argue that either way, although it would be hard to tell. Maybe not a majority, but I'm sure a large percentage of them are just like normal. Like, whatever, an old guy got with a young chick. They dated. Whatever. Who cares? Like, I'm sure a lot of them are in that situation. But then there's the exceptions where, maybe like a young 20-year-old girl isn't necessarily super on the ball with what she's doing, and perhaps she gets involved with a particularly manipulative, perhaps mentally abusive man whose years more experience with the world allows him to do those things more proficiently, and that's fucked. But it's like, if you take it away from everyone, that's a slippery slope.
See, that's why my like what should be like
Yeah, I
legal
think it's
is
a
like
quarter.
the
It's
6-year thing. You get what I mean?
that's too
Because
narrow. That's
the
way too narrow.
okay, so the college rule gets way fucking stupid the far or the older you are.
Yeah, and who cares? Once everybody's like 35, like once the lowest age you're working with is like 35, the age gap doesn't matter anymore. Everybody's brain is thoroughly done cooking. There's no like manipulation tactics that can be done due to age. Once everybody's 35, that's it. 35-year-olds and 89-year-olds can hook up if they want. I don't give a fuck.
But you know what I mean when I say the college rule, right?
That's like you take half your age and like subtract 7 or some stupid
Add
shit.
7.
Take half your
Add
age and
7.
add 7. Yeah, half your age and subtracting 7's a little rough. That's the Leo
Yeah, subtracting
DiCaprio
7's a little
formula.
rough.
But
that would logisticize 21-year-olds dating. That would be
like
like
10-year-olds or some
3-year-olds.
shit. Well,
No,
shit.
like 3-year-olds.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, no, add 7 is what I meant to say.
Add 7s. Because like a 22-year-old, lowest they could go is 18, which is understandable. 21 is 17 and a half technically, but just rounds up to 8 or 18, sorry. And that makes sense. Like, it makes sense while you're in college.
It's like the age gap shit, like to a certain point, like I get that there are people out there who like just don't care and have no ill intentions. Like I can talk all this shit about like age gaps or whatever, but I can't say that like if I was 26 and some 18-year-old came along and asked me out, I would be like, I would immediately be like, no. You are, you are but a wee babe. I can't guarantee I would do that. But I wouldn't use my more experience in the world to manipulate her emotionally, which I think is the primary problem.
Oh yeah, I agree. That is the primary problem. Like, and that's part of why I'm just like, you know, there needs to be a certain limit to avoid that. Like over or under. And like you get what I mean.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a slippery slope. It's something that society's just gonna have to fucking figure out. Like, it's gonna feel weird whatever they go with, to be honest, because like there's always gonna be sides that aren't morally dubious in any way that will be fucked over in some way by any
Yeah.
change in the laws in that sort of regard. Because that's a radical fucking change that you're proposing, pro royalty. If right now, legally by law, if you're 18, you can marry a fucking senior citizen. Like that's currently what the law is. So if you just took that and suddenly were like 6 years or no, like that's gonna be like an insane fucking fallout from that.
But that would also, okay, so here's the other like double side of that coin real quick that I'm going to point out why 18-year-olds shouldn't be allowed
I
to
also
marry
hate that
senior
we're talking
citizens.
about this, so let's wrap a bow on this conversation soon.
Okay, we'll wrap up on this conversation soon, but let me say this point first.
Sure.
So I know you've seen the memes going around about like 18-year-olds and like 76-year-olds like dating just so that the 18-year-old can get an inheritance. I've seen these memes like 100 fucking times.
I've never
recently.
seen the memes, but I've like heard of that happening in real life.
Yeah, that's stupid. That should be fucking illegal.
It should be, but it should be illegal for the women. The women should be the one going to jail for that.
Like, it should be illegal on whichever side is.
What do you mean, whichever? The scenario
Hold
you're
on,
describing.
Let me finish because I had to breathe.
Go ahead.
I had to breathe. I had not been breathing for a minute. But it needs to be illegal for the people
Start
who are
breathing
trying
manually.
to scam
Start
the
breathing
older
manually.
people.
Start breathing manually.
Damn it. But it needs to be illegal for the people who are trying to commit that scam. You get what I mean?
Yes.
Like, that needs to be illegal. And that's why I'm like.
But in the scenario you're describing, it's always the woman perpetrating the scam. Well, I guess you didn't.
No. There's dudes doing this.
If dudes are marrying old ladies, I guess that.
It's whichever one is trying to commit the scam, the dude or the woman.
I guess you can see the societal bias I've built up, that when we're talking about age gaps, I automatically assume the younger one is a woman. But yes,
dude, I've seen so many like memes and shit of dudes doing that.
I'm saying that's the younger one. The younger one, it should be illegal for every time in that case. If they're marrying 75-year-olds for their inheritance.
Yeah, and because that's why so many like.
I mean, no, at the same time. No, because the age gap itself is gross, but like, to ignore that for a minute, the argument in favor of the young person in this case would be like, if the old guy knows what they're doing and is cool with it, or the old person rather, not to have the gender biases again, but like, if they know what they're doing, they understand it, and they're doing it anyway, because I'm sure that's probably the case, and I'm not going to say a majority, but a lot of those cases. Like, they know what's
In
happening.
a number of those cases.
A number of those cases, they know what's happening. They know they're being duped, but they're just lonely. And they want a nice, pretty young Fang to spend their last days with. I'm sure that's the case in a lot of them.
Like, I can get that, but then it's still fucking disgusting. You get what I mean?
Yeah, it's disgusting. Well, at that point, it flips back. At that point, it becomes disgusting for both, I guess.
Yeah.
It still feels weird to say disgusting, because, like, when people are acting within the law, I feel bad.
It feels gross as shit.
When somebody's acting within the law, I feel bad, like, acting like they should be, like, prosecuted. Like, I can be like, nah, a little young, your partner is there, huh? And, like, kind of rib at him for it. But I don't want to, like, view them as a monster. Like, it feels weird.
It's not necessarily that they're a monster. It's just that's, like, why are you together? It's just...
At the end of the day, it's like adult women are adult women. It's just, like, why you should be... It's just it's a question to your own maturity at that point.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of weird. Like, if it opens the door for predation. Not necessarily is it predation all the time, but it opens the door for predation. So, like, it's kind of like, I understand the social norm, but at the same time, I just, like, feel weird hanging people.
Yeah. I never said that they should get the death punishment. Or the death penalty.
Or like, social death. Social hanging.
Social death. Like, I feel like there should be, like, a max age limit to avoid those scams and shit.
But you would have to make it, like, ridiculously high, though, or else you'd be fucking over a lot of people. It'd be, like, a big fallout. Like, if you were like, okay, to avoid inheritance scams, if you're, like, 30 years older, if there's a 30-year age gap, you can't get married. Like, maybe that'd fly. But any lower, and there's gonna be some torches and pitchforks, I think.
But there's also the, like, scenario of, to avoid grooming and shit, it needs to be lower than, like, 30 years.
Well, grooming itself is illegal, right? For minors.
Yeah, grooming itself is illegal, but there's so many people that don't get caught, like, at all. And then there's relationships that end up lasting that are fucking terrible.
But it's like,
because
you can't prove that. Like, unless you can prove that. Like, it can be brought to question, but unless you can prove that it happened, it's kind of a slippery slope. I know I've said slippery slope about 100 times.
You've said slippery slope like 1,000
times. Because I'm trying to
times.
sound intelligent, but I'm very high. So I just keep repeating the same one intelligent phrase that I can think of over and over. I think is what's happening.
It's the slippery slope.
Yeah, this is just like, well, I know what the word, it's just like, it's gonna lead to other shit. It's a slippery slope. Like, it's gonna cause problems. It's like a weird
12.
thing. You're not actually counting. If you had been counting from the very beginning, this bit would be good, but you're just making numbers up, and that's the integrity is lost at that point.
Okay, first off, I was, like, unconsciously counting, so I do actually know.
Autism. I see.
Yeah, so it was actually 12, I'm pretty sure, unless I miscounted. which is very much a possibility.
How's my phone doing on battery? 1%, figured as much.
Fair enough.
Is anybody online that wants to join? Trying to spice things up here, but nobody's ever around when I want to do shit.
As long as you don't bring Leo in, we're fine.
Oh, that's a good idea. Hold on.
I will leave. You really want to get rid of the one person who's showed up so far?
Wait, what beef do you have with Leo? Hold on. Can we get some internet blood sports going on? What's happening with Leo?
I'm tired of fucking Leo. I'm tired of Leo.
Is there a particular reason why?
It's outsiders bullshit.
Listen, Crow. We want to hash here on the Riley stream. We believe in hashing out our issues man to man, okay? If you've got a problem with Leo, I think we have to get Leo in here. And You've
seen me hash out my problems with Leo. They don't fucking hash out.
Well, yeah. That's what I'm
They
going for, pro. It'll be funny.
no, because it's over dumbass nerd shit that you don't want to talk about on your fucking stream.
I love listening to dumbass nerd shit. That's the difference between me and everyone else. I love listening to people talk about dumbass nerd shit, even if I don't know what they're talking about. I've listened to hours of podcasts about like Legend of Zelda and like Dark Souls, shit that I've never touched or like have barely touched. And it's just like
You've never played out or not. You've never played Dark Souls. What?
I have it. I've played like 2 hours of it, and I've gotten as far as somebody who's good at it would get in like 20 minutes. So that's my Dark Souls experience.
Jesus.
Uh, but I just like people talking about like shit that they like or hate passionately. Like it's just fun.
Well, I can
So
talk about what I hate passionately.
it's
Passionately.
Leo. It's the answer.
Leo is partially the answer,
Okay,
but it's also common right
It's
now.
probably like fucking 4 a.m. for Leo anyway. I'll shoot a DM out. Probably won't get anything out of it.
But like this
Dad is at
motherfucker,
work right now. Bitch made. God, I haven't DM'd
this
Leo in a minute.
you haven't DM'd
Leo.
Leo in a fucking minute.
Leo. There he is.
Jesus. I hope he just says no. Cause like, okay, so Leo has this fucking tendency, and I know you have heard me fucking bitch and gripe about this
What the
before.
fuck? There's just like moths everywhere.
But it's like I'll try and ask him something, or I'll try and,
Bro,
you know,
fucking moths. How are there so many? Did a fucking moth egg hatch in my room?
maybe.
They're not even like full. Are these baby moths?
Yes.
You can't prove that I just smashed them all. I know it looked like that, Demi Gloom, but your eyes deceive you.
Where the fuck is Demi Gloom watching this?
No, but in the off chance that she ever does, no bugs were killed in the making of this podcast or this live stream.
There's one person watching this live stream.
I'm showing 0, so
It's me.
yeah.
It's just paused on my screen.
I don't think it counts if
But
you're paused.
no.
But that's probably why it shows 1 for you and 0 for me, because it counts for you, because it knows that you're watching because you're you. But it's not
Yeah.
counting you for me because you're paused. So,
Fair
settle.
enough. Trying
Oh,
to
there goes the phone.
because I had it paused for the reason of it just repeats shit that we've already said.
Yeah, obviously. You don't want to listen to the stream
Yeah,
that
you
you're
don't want to listen.
on.
Yeah, like I want to be on the stream. I want to talk about the stream, but I don't want to just listen to the same shit that I said 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, that would be fucking awful.
It
It would
is.
be like the worst audio experience in history. Why would anybody do that?
Yeah.
Damn it,
But
Leo.
like, I'll try and have actual conversations with Leo sometimes, just on the off chance that he will be willing to have an actual conversation, and it almost always turns into something stupid. Like him ignoring the fucking time travel rules that he set up that I am abiding by because he can't fucking or understand the fact that what he's saying is the same fucking shit that I'm saying because he's too fucking hard-headed.
Yo, Moth cameo. That one showed pretty clear on the camera.
Nice. Anyway. But like, onto what has us in like the stupidest argument right now.
Okay.
Leo is trying to do fucking Kamen Rider Outsiders in his server, basically, and is insisting on a bunch of dumb shit.
What the fuck is Kamen Rider Outsiders? I've been hearing about this. What is it?
Kamen Rider Outsiders, I thought I've explained it to you, but I will explain it again.
You probably have. I
Is
don't always listen to you when you talk, so.
basically, so you know how Kamen Rider is a lot like Power Rangers. There's new ones every season, right?
Sure.
Okay, just about every season since Ryuki in 2003, I think, has had a evil or like fourth writer that's just like not as important as, you know, the main three are, or like an evil writer of some kind that is relatively plot important but not super over important that they're the main character or like the secondary writer and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, so Outsiders is the story about those characters because for some fucking dumbass reason, Toei decided it was a good idea to give us a connected universe with every single Kamen Rider in it,
That's awesome.
which is stupid.
No, that's awesome.
You want to know why it's stupid, though?
It doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't have to make any sense. Plenty of franchises do this shit. It's like the Super Dragon Ball Heroes of Kamen Rider.
Let me finish as to why this is stupid, please.
Okay.
We already had crossover movies. They stopped making crossover movies for some dumb reason.
Budget. I'm sure this cost a lot less to make than crossover movies.
Tyson. I miss the Superhero Tyson movies. They sucked, but they were amazing.
I don't know. The one me and Leo reviewed was pretty okay, I think.
The stories never make sense with the currently running Kamen Rider seasons. That's the issue with them.
I don't care about this nerd shit. You can just make a thing and not have it make sense to the lore. Movies aren't canon.
Okay, some of them are.
Okay, some of them are and some of them aren't, but you should be able to make a non-canon movie, and it should. The fact that it doesn't go to the canon shouldn't be a complaint because it's not meant to. It's not a canon movie. We're just having some fun.
See, my issue.
Let us have fun. Pro royalty.
Let me finish. My issue is when they are expressly called out as canon, but then they also break so much that's already been established. You get what I mean?
I
suppose. Like Once a Ranger. Fucking Thrax.
Yeah, but that was canon, so that's a problem.
So was Outsiders.
Oh, Outsiders is canon.
Yeah, and that's the issue.
Are you sure?
Like
did John Kamen Rider himself get up on the stage and say, Kamen Rider Outsiders? I don't know why I sound like Barack Obama, but we're just gonna go with it. Kamen Rider Outsiders? Canon. Sorry, haters.
Toei themselves have put out official like bits and shit that say that Outsiders is canon. Specifically the fact that the biggest pain in my ass in terms of Kamen Riders has appeared in Kamen Rider Gotchard. And Kamen Rider Legend, Dread, and Gotchard are all set to appear in Outsiders in the next episode, I think.
Ah, shit, there he is!
What do you want?
What
God
up?
Damn it. Outsiders is stupid. And
I was told there was some beef.
There is some beef, but it's like not shit I want to bring onto your stream.
I mean, the beef is
over
like
Outsiders.
He doesn't. So that's
Outsiders
about it.
is fucking stupid, and we should just take the forms and
Okay.
give them to writers.
Oh, okay. Shut up,
stories.
pro-royalty. Shut up, pro-royalty. So I've heard you complain about this show and talk about why it's bad. Now that we have,
talking about why it's bad.
Well, yeah, but you've been going on for 15 minutes, so I'm gonna give Leo the floor for a while. Leo, tell me why this show is good and why Crow Royalty's a fucking idiot.
I mean, I can't in a clear conscience say it's good. It has a lot of stupid. It has a lot of
Even
stupid
admits it.
turns.
It's stupid.
Yes, it's stupid, but I still like it.
You can
Yeah,
like it,
let us have fun, Crow Royalty.
quit trying to make fucking Genom a goddamn robot.
Why not? If we want Genom or whoever the fuck to be a robot, then why can't he
Because
be?
it's stupid as absolute shit.
Android.
No. That's worse.
What's the difference between a robot and an android?
An
What's the
android
difference
looks
between
like
a cyborg
person,
and an
a
android,
robot
Riley?
doesn't look like a person
Okay.
necessarily.
The difference between an android and a cyborg, which Dragon Ball doesn't understand, which is why you're making that joke, is a cyborg is a human with robot enhancements, whereas an android is just a robot that looks like a human.
Yeah.
And you want to know what's even funnier?
What's even funnier?
Genom isn't an android.
He's
Even
a
in
cyborg?
Outsiders, he's technically considered a cyborg.
Okay.
No, he's a human gear.
He is a human consciousness that has been turned into fucking code. Via
No, if
his
it's
own
if it's
dumbass
just a
brain.
human consciousness, then I think that can still count as an android.
The
but it's
explanation
still
is
You have to still have a little
like-
bit of flesh in there if you're a
the
cyborg.
explanation is
Okay,
that
so
John
here's
fucking
the other
died
thing.
in-
Here's the
he
other
fucking
thing that I need
dies
to point
in
out about
X-Blade.
Genom. Okay,
So they
Genom is
somehow
made
took
of
his
code.
consciousness and turned into
He has
an
a
AI
body that is
was
made
placed
out of
in a
code.
human gear.
He has a physical body that is made out of game code.
Okay, body man out of game code sounds pretty silly. Leo, what did you say during any of that time? Because you just were both talking and neither of you decided to stop.
I said that
That's
John-
not gonna happen.
Shut up,
I said
Crow.
that Jan fucking died in X-Aid. So they took his consciousness and turned it into an AI that was placed inside a progress key. And then they used the progress key to transfer his consciousness inside a human gear.
And you want to know why that's the stupidest shit that has ever happened in Kamen
I
Rider?
don't care that he has 99 lives.
He has well over 99 fucking lives. He is immortal. He is made. Okay. Genom
Sounds to me like he's not. I don't know. Maybe they said that before, but sounds to me like he's not anymore.
This
Also,
isn't the only problem. This
also,
is
that
just the
reminds me,
main
they
one
are-
that I have as of the moment.
Also,
Genom.
they also
Leo, shut up for
explained
a
that the Heiwa era is like another universe because like a reboot happening because of 01 and Zio's antics. And now Zane
Fucking
wants to like unify everything.
There was like a few
under
years where
his
Kamen
command.
Rider was off the air, correct?
Yeah,
in
it
the
was a
90s.
hiatus after Black RX.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know like Super Sentai's aired every year since the 70s, but like
Go.
the Kamen Rider had a deep gap at some point, so it's a little bit of a different beast, I suppose.
I might be mistaken, but like I'm pretty sure that Black RX was in '89, I think.
Yeah.
So it was between '89 and 2003, I think.
Hugo was in
It was off air for
99.
14 years? Damn.
No, it was off air for 10. Kuga was in 99.
Oh, okay.
I was positive that Cougar was in 2000.
I read the first chapter
No,
of the
Kuga started in 99 and then continued airing into the year 2000.
I read the first chapter of the Kuga manga. I'm gonna read at least the second and probably more before I go to bed. I'm intrigued by these characters, I will say.
As you should. But
I think I figured out which one of them is the Kamen Rider, but it'll be funny if I'm wrong.
Fuck, I forgot what actual Kuga's
I assume
name is.
between the plucky boy, the chick, and the drunk guy, it's the plucky boy who's the Kamen Rider.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll go ahead and tell you. Fuck.
Just like
I can only remember the decade version of Kuga's name. God damn it.
It's really based on one chapter. I find it hard to believe what you said that this is after Kuga, because the first chapter doesn't seem. The first chapter doesn't even seem to acknowledge at all that he's a Kamen Rider. It feels like he's not yet. So I think it might just be an adaptation.
It might be, but I've heard like everyone say that the Kuga manga is after Kuga.
I guess
And
I'll figure it out.
some
Maybe in chapter
mangas are
2
like
he's just
that.
gonna
The
be like.
X-Aid manga.
Maybe in
The
chapter
X-Aid
2.
manga doesn't acknowledge that Emu is a writer until like the second or third chapter.
Yeah, maybe chapter 2, he'll just say it's morphin time, and it'll be like, well, shit.
No, he'll just say Hitchin. But okay, back to Outsiders and specifically Ginham. Okay, Ginham is quite literally a computer virus that was made by a human who then turned himself into said virus and gave himself quite literally the entirety of I'm gonna cheat code this motherfucker.
He gave himself a game genie.
Basically.
IRL game genie.
Yeah.
Also, again,
That is his shtick.
If his life thing wouldn't matter because the universe got rebooted, so he lost.
Well,
those
universe
lives
reboot
anyway.
is fucking stupid, and they ruined Ginham and fucking
Blame-
Sakurai Yuto. I'll get into Sakurai Yuto in a minute. That's a whole different fucking story.
I'm gonna say that Cyrano's turning into whatever he turned into when he became Zane is less stupid than whatever the fuck happened in Showa versus Heisei. Because everybody
Showa
was
versus
out,
Heisei is
everybody
the
was out of
stupidest.
character in that bullshit.
So those
everything in Showa versus Heisei.
So
was
those
stupid.
names are based on the eras of Japan, correct? That's what I've come to learn.
Yeah.
The era of
Yeah,
the
Showa was
ruler.
Because the way people were talking about it, like when I was before I came to know my autistic friend Crow Royalty, who told me all the facts, I was under the impression that those different era names referred to like different directors. So it was kind of like a weird like world shift, and it was like that's not what it is at all. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they're named after the different emperors of, or the current like emperors of Japan.
The current ruler of Japan, but then again, you can still follow that original line of logic, and very little would change.
Yeah, basically.
Do those eras kind of have the same director most of the way through?
Except for
Not
Heisei.
really.
Except for Heisei.
Fair enough.
Heisei has like returning directors for like the first few seasons, and then you just get a major shift when you get to Ryuki, and it's new people.
It's wild
And
that like
then-
in all of my time in the Sentai fan base, I've never really heard anybody discuss in specifics like the writers and directors and their merits, which is weird because in the Power Rangers world, I have those discussions all the time. So it seems weird that nobody talks about the staff of Super Sentai.
People do, but they only
You're just
talk
not
about
in
the
the
people
circles.
who made Jetman and Dawn Brothers.
Fair enough.
That is the only conversation, and you do not want to get into that with me.
What was it that you said, Leo, before Crow talked over you?
People still do have those discussions. You're just not in those circles.
I guess, yeah, I gotta get deeper in the Sentai fandom. I'm only on the surface level.
Oh, yeah, that's also true. But
I've
okay.
only ever seen one all the way through, so
Oh God, Riley. I need to make you watch Shin.
and it's the one that Leo hasn't watched and refuses to.
Which one? Which one does Leo refuse to watch?
Hurricaneger, the best one ever, because it's the only one I've finished and it's great.
Watch Hurricaneger, you retard.
I keep telling you to watch it and you never do.
Because I'm watching other stuff right now.
Go watch Hurricane.
Leo, Leo, we've been friends for years. You've been trying to convince me to watch Sentai for years. I want you to share this love I have of Hurricaneger with me by watching Hurricaneger. And you can't even
comment Rider Drive right now.
I don't give a shit what you're watching. I'm watching Gotchard. Dude, I'm watching Gotchard, I'm watching Boon Boonger, and I'm watching or rewatching Kamen Rider Double for like the 100th time.
I considered
you
I
can
had
watch multiple things at once.
I shouldn't reveal that. I shouldn't reveal this because Crow's gonna like beg me to do it. But I've already
only once a week, so fuck off.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, Leo, you're right on that one. Crow's being a little semantic. But I had this consideration, and I shouldn't say it because Crow's gonna try to convince me to do it when I say it, and I've already decided not to. But there was an idea rattling in my head. I did have an intrusive thought where I was like, should I ask Crow to review Boon Boomger with me weekly? And I decided not to do it.
No. I don't want to review Boon
You're
Boonger
saying
like
no
that.
now, but you probably, if I had, before it aired, if I was like, yo, you probably would have been like, bet.
Oh yeah, before it aired, I totally would have, because I wanted to gripe about the suits. But now
I'm
that I
gonna
actually
ask
like
that
it, I
somebody
don't want to
something
do
that
that.
I'm just gonna ask something that somebody that's watching.
Wait, you don't want
this
to
show
review it
wants
because you like it? What do
I
you
don't want to
mean?
review it because all of my opinions have already been shared on the internet.
Nobody
I'm
cares
gonna
about your
ask-
stupid fucking Twitter, Crow Royalty. They want to hear it on
No,
a
I'm not
podcast
talking about my Twitter. I'm talking about
or your Discord
Okay.
servers.
everyone basically has the same opinion of Boom Boom Boom. It's good. It is a mine or my opinion.
You can
of it is
have
a
more
little bit
opinions
more-
about good things than that. We talk about good movies all the time, Crow Royalty. We talk about the specifics and how we feel about them.
What I mean, let me finish because you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
Okay. Every thing that I have actually had my opinion on in Boon Boonger has been by at least 3 other people who I follow on social media, if not more.
Well, if
Aside
if
from,
this podcast
the
existed
scoop,
hypothetically, you would just mute those people so that they don't like how I do if I'm review how I did with Megazord Radio, where if I was
you
reviewing
muted the Power Rangers thing.
No. What I would do is
Oh.
because, as you know, while we were doing that, I was also listening to the Morphin Grid for that season, another Power Rangers podcast. And I would deliberately not listen to those Morphin Grid episodes until after we had recorded the Megazord Radio episodes, so I wouldn't steal jokes and opinions. So
I didn't know you did.
that's what you would have to do at that point. You would just have to mute those Twitter accounts until we had recorded our Boon Boomja review of that week.
that I didn't know. That I didn't think about. But honestly, Boon Boonger is one of those I just like to enjoy it, if that
I'm
makes
gonna
sense.
go back to watch Drive since you guys won't
Go
fucking-
watch Drive.
Wait, what, Leo?
He said he's gonna
I
go
was
watch
trying to
Drive.
figure
I
out
heard that
what-
part, but he said because he won't what?
You won't shut up and I'm trying to speak. So
Oh, I didn't even realize you were trying to speak because Crow was so powerful, and I was just trying my best to defeat them. What do you have to say, Leo?
Why the fuck are you with your webcam open?
Because he's on a stream.
Because I'm doing a stream.
Why are you showing your face on a stream?
What
Because
do you
he's
mean?
Riley.
Because I'm a streamer. I use my webcam sometimes.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
You're really cutting the work for those farmers, aren't you?
Listen,
Now
my
they don't
hair,
need to face off you.
the facial hair needs to go. Don't you talk about my hair, bro. My hair is looking good.
I didn't say anything about your hair, you stupid fucker.
I thought you said something about a barber.
No, I said
heard
something about
barber,
the
too.
farmers.
Oh, okay.
The what?
They don't need to face dox you now because you did it yourself.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, because I'm a fucking content creator. What do you want from me? Me and fucking 2 million other people who stream on the internet.
I mean, you should get with the time and just use a ranch sauna. Just get a fucking PNG that crosses their arms.
Just like, and now, this is my opinion about
Yeah,
Boon Boomja.
I'm just gonna go back to watching Drive now.
Wait,
Fuck
Riley
the-
has the little PNG guy.
I mean, I have my little guy, but he doesn't do much. He's just the head. He doesn't have
No, he
varied
does a lot.
expressions.
He does a lot
He's a-
more than you give him.
The
credit for.
only way you can have varied expressions is when I put him in Canva and I put like an oval over his mouth so he's shocked. That's the only expression change I can
No,
do.
he doesn't have expressions, but he does. But he does do a lot. You have to admit.
I mean, yeah,
He
he's everywhere.
He transverses reality. He puts himself into movies.
I don't think that's true. That's another
Riley,
channel.
look
It's
at-
called Hack the Movies.
Huh?
Don't worry about it. What are you telling me?
I was saying because of the movie review thing where he'd be on every thumbnail and inside of the movie.
Oh, yeah, that was too deep of a joke.
And Leo's gone. Anyway,
Oh, I
back
knew
to me
that. He
bitching
said he
about
was leaving,
outsiders.
and then he left.
Yeah. Anyway, back to bitching about outsiders. Okay, Ginnam is genuinely fucking immortal. There's no amount of I'm gonna bullshit this that makes him
If
not.
he's made out of
fucking immortal.
code, you can delete the code.
No,
Fucking Control Alt Delete that motherfucker.
You want to know why?
Fucking send him a letter bomb or whatever the fuck, a zip bomb. He unzips it and it's fucking 74 Yoda bytes. Done.
Okay, so basically what his power is, if I can call it that, is the dude has quote unquote 99 lives. That's very heavy air quotes. Okay?
Well, yeah,
He's
because that's
died a
his
lot more
that's his
times than
coding is
99.
that if he dies regularly, he comes back. But like, somebody could delete the code and then he'd be gone. Like you're playing Mario, and you know you have however many lives you have in the
Here's
game.
the other thing
But if
about that.
somebody
He has physical backups of his code in like every single gunshot. So unless the writers completely destroy every like aspect of being a common writer in Xaid's like setting, that would be completely impossible. You get what I mean?
yeah,
So he is functionally immortal. And what what outsiders did was they decided to say that since, you know, Poppy had him in prison, because yeah, he was still in prison. He was not dead. He was just in a code prison. And Poppy was making sure that he was kept in line because she's another person made out of code. Basically, what they did was they had some fucking dumbassery that got them access to the code itself that was, you know, his prison,
sure.
and used that to put him in a body, which was stupid as shit. Because he doesn't need a body. Just smash whatever device and give him like freedom. Just break the firewall that's keeping him locked up, basically, and just give him his shit. But then, what's even worse is he proceeds to kick the ass of the motherfucker who quote unquote revived him, and steal his company. Now to talk about Sakurai Yuto.
All right, you got about 5 minutes. I'm wrapping the stream in 5 minutes, though.
All right. Sakurai Yuto is the secondary writer of Kamen Rider Den-O, who I have told you about extensively. I know this because Den-O is one of my favorite Kamen Riders. And Kamen Rider Xeranos, who is Sakurai Yuto, is one of my other favorite writers.
I like
They
that the
turned this
one
man.
guy. You know the guy.
Wait, the one. Wait, what?
You know the guy. The guy I like.
Uh,
What the fuck is his
forget which guy.
name? I'm even forgetting what Kamen Rider it is.
Forze.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Forze.
What's his
That
name?
took me a second. I had to go back through fucking backlogs of our conversations. It's been a while since you talked about Forze.
Yeah, I haven't picked it back up in a while, but I did like it and plan to in the future. But what was that kid's name?
That would be. I forgot Forze's name.
Damn.
Fuck.
No
Hold on,
respect
I'm
for your
Googling it.
boy.
Forze is a good writer, but he is in a different league than Den-O. It's Gentaro.
Gentaro. I don't know, man. Gentaro's a pretty good protagonist. It's gonna be hard to beat.
See, but you're not beating Ryotaro.
Why? Explain.
Because, okay, Ryotaro is one of those. Ryotaro kind of just embodies being or having bad luck, and it's fucking amazing. But on top of that, he also fully embodies what it means to be a hero. Because whereas Gentaro was, I want to make friends, Gentaro is, I want to protect my people, or I want to protect people just in general. You get what I mean?
Well, I mean, Yeah, sure. I won't fight you on that.
Gentaro learns to fight for people, but he starts out just, I want to make friends. You get, or that make more sense?
Yeah, but that was before he was given the opportunity to be a hero. That's what this guy's so much better just because like he wanted to be a hero and then he was.
He didn't necessarily want to be a hero either. He got thrown into it, but you also have to think about the fact that he
the
also has 4
moment
other personalities. He also has 4 other personalities that I have to get into.
maybe Gentaro doesn't lock in immediately, but that's just because he doesn't understand the stakes. Like it takes him a minute to understand the full stakes of what's going on. And then once that's grasped, he's locked the fuck in.
Um, Ryotaro doesn't immediately lock in either. Let me explain the other personalities real quick, because the other personalities make up Ryotaro. Okay? You have Momotaro, you have Urataro, you have Kintaro, and you have Ryotaro. Not Ryotaro. Okay? Ryotaro and Ryotaro are two
And where do
different
the
characters.
Kotopotaros play into this?
The Kotopotaros do not play into this.
Damn it.
But Momotaro, Ryotaro,
The Die Ranger reference,
Kintaro,
folks.
and
But
Urataro all are based on Japanese folk stories. Momotaro, you would know from Dawn Brothers, obviously.
Sure.
Urataros is my favorite Japanese legend period. This is about I'm not going to go into that. I'll tell you another time. Kintaros, I don't really know, but it has something to do with a bear. That's all I know.
All right, you have less
and
than a
then
minute,
Ryutaros-
Corel, so you better get to the point.
Anyway, back to Sakurai Yuto, because Sakurai Yuto is what this rant started as, and you sent me down a fucking rabbit hole of explaining Kamen Rider Denno. Sakurai Yuto is basically, he got erased from his timeline.
30 seconds, chat. 30 seconds.
Sakurai Yuto got erased from his timeline in an attempt to save his daughter, who was a singularity point. And then in an alternate timeline, which is the Sakurai Yuto we know, he became a Kamen Rider because of that, basically. So what they did is they basically made the fact that he gave up his entirety of existence.
And we are out of time.
Shut the fuck up. I'm finishing. Riley. Riley, let me finish, 'cause I'm almost done.
Okay, fine. Finish.
All right, I'm finishing. I'm almost done. Okay, but what Kamen Rider Outsiders did was they took a new Sakurai Yuto, who is supposedly not the same guy as either of the two Sakurai Yutos that we know. You know, the one that erased himself from time, and then the one who became a Kamen Rider because of the fact that the first one erased himself from time. And made it so that he gave up himself in the timeline, but then his family still died despite the fact of Ryotaro and the Taros and, Hana, his daughter, all being singularity points, which are basically time save points, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Think like a video game, how you have different save points and whatnot.
Life is like a video game. Okay. I'm gonna stop immediately.
But so his daughter timeline, or with the logic of Denno, Hana should not be able to die, because that would be destroying a singularity point, which would just destroy time itself. If that makes sense. Because she's a time traveler. And by killing her and killing Ryotaro, because that's basically what they did, because Ryotaro is Sakurai's brother-in-law. And Ryotaro is Hana's uncle. But that's besides the point. Basically, they've erased Sakurai Yuto as an entirety of his character and said, you know what? We're going to have him controlled by this dumb motherfucking AI.
That's weird.
And this is the same AI that decided it was okay to shred decade cards. That's a whole different problem. Decade. The fucking Zane shredding decade cards is so fucking stupid. I'm not gonna go into that. I'm done.
All right, folks.
You can end the stream now.
With that, we're gonna call an end to this beautiful live stream here. Thank you all for coming out. Always
It
remember.
lasted an hour and 20 minutes. Damn.
Yep, folks. Yeah, just remember, Keemstar's a pussy.
Outsiders
Some
sucks.
shit about Kamen Rider, I guess. Fucking
Outsiders sucks.
Tommy C is the best cow. Make sure everybody knows it. That's what the Lolcow podcast's entire comment section should be. That's the real based opinion. Everybody should just comment W Tommy on every episode. I'm gonna start doing that unironically, actually. Every episode I'm gonna comment W Tommy.
Okay.
Tommy C is he's the reasonable one. They call him a Lolcow, but in reality he's the only one who isn't.
Riley, you're a Lolcow.
I know I'm a Lolcow. Keemstar does not consider himself a Lolcow, of course. He doesn't have that level of self-awareness. So he's like, there's me and then there's the cows, Boogie, Wings, and Tommy. And actually, he is at the very least, it could be argued that he's better than Boogie and Wings, but he's much more of a Lolcow than Tommy C is. Tommy C is just like a cool guy. We love that Tommy C. But folks, that's it for the stream. Of course, brought to you by the power of the internet. Look here, listen. Let's get right into the news.